Why is Sri Lanka sending 260 tonnes of rubbish back to the UK? Well, because the Sri Lankan Environment Agency says 21 containers packed full of hazardous waste, like bandages and body parts, were shipped there illegally. So hold up, does the UK send rubbish abroad? Yes, the UK generates over 200 million tonnes of waste a year. Around 6% is incinerated, a quarter ends up in landfill, and almost half is recycled. Which sounds pretty impressive, but not all of it is recycled in the UK. Millions of tonnes are shipped overseas for processing. How much exactly, we don't know, and that's because recyclable waste exports don't need to be reported to the authorities. So why is waste shipped abroad?
Unfortunately, the UK doesn't have its own capacity to deal with the materials that we collect, and therefore we are wholly reliant on the export market.
When it comes to recycling, the UK just doesn't have the infrastructure to deal with the volume of its waste. Plus, it's cheaper to send it abroad.
Cardboard, paper, packaging. We collect 8 million tonnes a year in the UK and we have to export 60% of it. Likewise, 70%, something like that, of the plastics that we collect has to go to export.
So where is the UK's rubbish going? China used to be the biggest importer of foreign waste, but in 2017 said it had had enough and banned taking on other people's trash. This has meant that other countries have been picking up the slack. Your plastic bottle could now be sent for recycling in places like Turkey, the Philippines, Malaysia, Thailand, or Vietnam. Countries that already struggle with their own plastic waste and are some of the biggest contributors to ocean plastic pollution. Aside from their poor track record for recycling, shipping rubbish to countries with less regulations has also resulted in incidents of illegal dumping.
The market has developed. In fact, Interpol has reported a real spike in terms of waste crime. Stuff that really shouldn't be exported is ending up being shipped to countries that aren't set up to deal with it.
How has this happened? Waste management is a global multi-billion-pound industry. After rubbish is collected by recycling companies, many only sort the waste before selling it on, often via brokers and traders, to unknown destinations to be recycled, and somewhere in that mix has allowed for an opportunity for dodgy dealings, resulting in illegal waste shipments making their way across the ocean.
I'm afraid it's the criminal elements that buck the system, take advantage of weak regulation, take advantage of how easy it is to fly under the radar, and it blights and brings down the rest of us compliant operators.
How are countries reacting? In January, Malaysia announced it was returning 42 containers of illegally imported plastic waste to the UK, and now Sri Lanka are sending back 21 containers. They also say there are another 242 containers containing illegal garbage from the UK. What is being done to stop illegal exports? Well, the UK's Environment Agency is planning to launch an investigation into the Sri Lankan containers and in the past has fined companies for shipping illegal waste. In 2015, one of the UK's largest waste companies, Biffa, was fined $350,000 for trying to send used nappies and sanitary towels marked as waste paper to China, something that they still contest. Waste management companies like Biffa and environmental campaigners are calling on the government to ban the export of plastic waste from the UK in order to encourage investment in UK recycling facilities.
Last year, nearly 700,000 tonnes of plastic waste were exported from the UK. So that's about 2/3 of the UK's total plastic waste. It's a 6% increase on the year before that.
But there are fresh fears that this figure will rocket because of COVID-19, as the demand for single-use plastic and the rise of online shopping with additional packaging has jumped up, resulting in an increase of UK plastic waste.
Sadly, we've already seen personal protective equipment ending up on the sea floor. Plastics break down in the environment. It can enter the food chain and pose even more risks to human health as well.
In 2019, the government pledged to stop sending plastic waste to developing countries. A date for the ban has not yet been set, but if the UK wants to export less waste, the UK recycling infrastructure will need to be in place. Can the UK recycle more? To encourage the industry to invest in recycling, by 2022, a new tax will be imposed on plastic packaging containing less than 30% recycled material.
Which will mean that these manufacturers, the polluter pays principle, they're going to have to pay of the materials they're producing, and the less recyclable they are, then the more they'll pay. And that should help to stimulate this investment.
At the moment, it's often cheaper to buy new plastic rather than recycled. So by introducing this tax, recyclables will be brought onto a level playing field. It's hoped this new incentive will result in more British plastics being responsibly recycled in Britain. The new Environment Bill will also give power to introduce electronic tracking of waste, and if that's implemented, the government can keep a tighter watch on what is leaving UK shores.